I am the disabled guy with the disabled life. This podcast is going to be about disabled issues and other things that interest me and others from the disabled community. I did this so that people understand what we go through in life and what we do, because a lot of what we do, it is interesting. I'm also going to talk a little bit about ADA and things of that nature. It's something that's very important to me and something that I learned a lot about when I did an episode. I'm going to talk more about it. Okay. This podcast it's going to come out at 10 p.m. Saturday and Wednesday. So, at so that's when that's when I think most people listen. Most people listen at night or have the episodes there for during for the daytime. So let me stop this. Stop. For those of you that follow me, you noticed that I missed an episode missed 2 episodes last week because do you know what creator's block is? Creator's block is when you don't know when you don't have an episode in mind, and that happened to me because I've been having a lot of worries and a little bit of stress because I don't know what's going on, because I don't have the thought process of what's happening, because it's not in my control. It is not in my mom's control either. So we don't know I don't know what's happening. She doesn't know what's happening. So it's stressful. It is stressful to be thinking constantly. But here we are. But everything's okay. We're okay. We're in the home. But still, it's one of those things that we all have to deal with. But it gets amplified when you're disabled, because when you have to follow what people do, even though you may not agree with that, it is something that I am gotten used to. But at this point, is really so because of this, I was under stress. It was also super hot, and that wasn't helping either. So that's why I have missed an episode. I also had creative block because I didn't know how to go about that. It was difficult for me, and creative block being 14 episodes into my seventh season is a lot of podcasts, a lot of episodes. So you can understand why I was having creative block. I keep trying to say writer's block, but creative block. Sorry. That is something we, as creators, we really, some of us struggle with it. I have struggled with it because and in a way I feel bad because I know that my listeners, I know that my listeners can't love the episodes. And one of the ones that I look forward to, that I know she likes to listen, is Mama D from Pedals of Support. Thank you, Mama D, for your support. I really appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate our friendship. A little personal message to you is, you'll always be a friend. Thank you. So, one additional thing that I'm going to say to you, as listeners, is I am not going to talk about politics here. I am not going to. But I agree with voting. Get out and vote. I say get out and vote. Get out and vote, and vote your content. I'm not going to say who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for as a content creator. I don't feel that is my place. I feel that we as people need to vote our conscience as disabled people, get out there and vote. Even if you have to vote absentee, I prefer that. I did that during COVID, and I like it because you can literally sit down and you can really sit down and look at the ballot and think about the vote. Think about your vote the way you want to put it. Some people may need help voting with the family, which is fine, and it's so much better. All we need to do here in Florida is put our ballot inside the mailbox, and the post office will take it. It is priority one. So I do say get out and vote. Get out there and do your civic duty. Get out there and do what you need to. Get out there and vote the way you want, because if you don't vote, then you have to deal with whatever happens. But if you vote, you may still not get what you want, but at least you have a voice in possibly changing something. It is important to vote, really important. It is something that I feel is important to do, and I'm telling you, I ask you, please get out there and vote. It is our civic duty. For example, with my disability, I do not go to jury duty. I don't go to jury duty. But one of the ways that I do civic duty is to vote, because at least here in Florida, we get to vote certain judges in. And those things are important too. Because do you want somebody that doesn't listen to us, that doesn't listen to the constituents? Talking about voting, I have had to use my county commission a few times because I've had problems with STS. So yes, I've used them. And we live in a single family home. We own. So my parents own. So one of the other things that I have to do is we have to do solid waste and that type of thing, and it's something that we need, and taxes we have paid. I don't agree with the level of tax, but we know that we have to. But we know that we have to pay it and get it done. Thank you for listening to my episodes. My episodes will come out Monday and Wednesday. You can listen to me on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and many others, including iHeartRadio. The reason I've done this podcast is to give people a voice, because I think that the disabled community is missing a voice, but I am in a unique position of being able to afford minimal equipment to do this. I'm going to give you my email address. My email, if you want to contact me, is ke4key@gmail.com, and I will also. You can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, at the Disabled Guy, and a few other places where I put my episodes out on Facebook too. With that, thank you for listening.